Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2595. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, Follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I could really use it a lot. So please support your local art. That would be great. Right, so weather today. Then blue sky in between, but not a lot. And yeah, I don't know if there's any rain coming out of this. There might be. Need to be really rushing up there. They are moving around up there, but down here, the wind is not almost non-existent. Yeah, check out the tree. You already see it. There's some blossom opening up. It's on its way. Just dozens of flowers already opened, but yeah, it's not fully in blossom yet, but yeah, special. The sky does seem to be blue in between the clouds. Right. 2026. It's Easter weekend. Of course. Basically a commemoration of Jesus Christ being in the tomb, awaiting the resurrection. Right, so yeah, I'm still live streaming here on Wi-Fi, but it seems to be working a lot better than it was yesterday. I mean, I think yesterday was just a combination of having an OBS bad streaming day plus the Wi-Fi on top of that. Because I've never seen anything like that. Like, I watched some of it back and I sounded like a freaking chipmunk. It was weird. It was genuinely weird to listen to. Like, and just my voice much higher, and you just constantly hear a sound glitch. But I mean, I'm surprised that it still came across. Like, despite, like, literally OBS telling me disconnected, and just fully red, 0 coming across, and just screen bleeding all the time during the actual live stream on Rumble. Today's doing a bit better. I mean, it's still sometimes screen bleeding, but it seems to be much more fluid. Yesterday it was just so bad. I was basically just streaming thinking like, yeah, this is nothing is gonna come across, but it did. Despite everything, it still did. It's just kind of weird. Like, I didn't expect that, but it still worked. But the sound was just weird, and I was barely visible. So I think most of the video material got lost. Right. Anyhow, today it seems to be green lights. It's not optimum. Normally it's at like 6,000 kilobytes per second. Now it's hanging around like 24 when it's in the green, around 20, and sometimes it plunges down, but I mean the connection is much better than it was yesterday. Right, so hope everybody had a good Friday yesterday, because it was literally Good Friday. I didn't even realize that at the time when I was doing my show, but yeah, Good Friday yesterday. Start of the Easter weekend. Right, I have no idea what to talk about today. I had an unbelievably long sleep. Like really long. I went to bed pretty early for my doing. I just felt exhausted all of a sudden, and it was like, oh man, I'm not gonna like try to stay awake when it's this late. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now, and I had a really long sleep. But I mean, it's been in the morning. I don't know, it wasn't. Maybe I should have just gotten up, but I did not feel great. And I'm still kind of recovering from that. I just had like a really, I don't know, sounds weird. It is going away, but I felt like I had a really depressing morning for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I should have probably just gotten up early and I don't know, like take a walk outside or something. So if I'm gonna go to bed early tonight, that's exactly what I'll be doing tomorrow. May even visit the church if it's early enough. I mean, if they'll still have me. I don't know what they're like right now. Since I used to go to this church right across the street here, Latter-day Saints. It's Mormon. It was great. It was like, and I really needed it because I was in very bad shape emotionally. I mean, and all of you know, I shared about that I was not doing great and just depressed and paranoid and having hallucinations and shit. And just my visions were just like opening back up to me, and like I don't talk about it a lot, but there were just really terrible things in it, which were all played off for normal, but while at the meantime my emotions would still like respond like it was all horrendous. So during the vision experience, it was just kind of torturous overall, and like all that just came rolling back onto me, and it was really paranoid and like what's going on with this, and basically having sort of an identity crisis with it. Like I didn't really know who I was anymore. And yeah, went to the church, got some really understanding American guys there. I'll never forget them. They were like incredibly nice, and it like made me really emotional as to like how understanding they actually were. And they did lay on hands, and that actually helped me. This is before I got to know my healer through my dad. So before I basically got into Rudolf Steiner much more, because that's directly tied in with my healer and all that. And it was great for a while, for like a year or two. And then COVID happened, and they fully rolled over to it. And it was just embarrassing, like really, really embarrassing. They got fully on the bandwagon of the latest thing. And after that, they even like did that with Ukraine and everything. It was just terrible. So I don't know what they're like now. They might still be like that. They might have just completely... You know, I might pay it a visit. Unless, like, tonight I'm gonna have, like, just a very energetic night again, and then it's not gonna be that early for me tomorrow. So, but yeah, went to bed early, got up pretty late, had a very long sleep, and I kind of feel depressed. So I slept too long, I think. I kept trying to sleep too long, and it's not healthy. I mean, in ways it did help, but after some point your body is just like, okay, we're actually kind of done here. But then you don't necessarily want to wake up. And I mean, I did have good dreams, and I think I was like trying to hold on to them, holding on to the dream world. Because in the waking world, I don't know, I think I've become more emotionally unstable, which is really shocking. But it's not that it's like this. So, yeah, and I'm not happy about it. And basically, I'm now just like admitting it. Like, I think I might just be not doing too great, like internally. And I don't know, I don't think it's like because of how I eat or anything. Like, I am eating healthy, I am still relatively... Despite not being able to always now, it's gonna end badly. And I am doing that. But I mean, it's been so damn long, and I hope I still have like the dynamic in me to actually more radically adapt to a different way of living. Because I'm just slowing down, man. I'm just slowing down a lot. It's like I kind of crashed when I originally moved in here emotionally. Like, I didn't really know what to do with my life, and I just tried to build back up, but then it wouldn't work. Like, the outside world, it didn't accommodate for me actually building back up properly, and I didn't really know where to go with it. And then it kind of like just kept on hold, and it's been like that for like over a decade now. 12 years, if you can believe it. And like, I really, in a lot of ways, like, do not recognize myself. Like, when I wake up, it's like, who is this guy? Like, this is not who I used to be. Like, the way it feels to be me, it's just... I think in way, sorry, I do not mean to be like depressing or anything. So sorry if that you're getting that impression. I'm just like, I'm opening up. It's like I feel like I'm on the seat of the psychiatrist, and I'm just like, I'm gonna roll it out because it's very subtle, and it needs to just be expressed, because then I'm forcing it to the forefront, I'm forcing a confrontation, giving myself an opportunity to actually face it and see where it can move to. And also just reinvigorate myself. Do have hope. Like, I do have qualities, I do have strength, I do have like a lot of intelligence, but it gets obstructed and I barely use it. Nah, it's not true. I do use it, but I mean overall, yeah, I could do way more. It's mostly untapped. And I want it to work. I want to work, basically. Yeah, I do. I want to have a job that actually works. Where I can work and where it will give me a better grip over just my overall situation. But I don't really know where to go. And also, like, entrepreneurship as a concept, it really puzzles me. Like, and I've always had this issue, like, I just don't know how to get a grip on it in my mind, as in, like, how does it actually work? Like, I want to try out some of these things, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just particularly not talented for it, for that aspect. Like performance, creativity, sure. But maybe is it organizing? Is it an organizing thing that I'm bumping into with it? The oversight. I'm usually so great with oversight. I think entrepreneurships and like having companies, how that's supposed to work, I have a lot of trouble like really keeping a stable picture in my mind about such things. And I don't understand why. I'm very frustrated about it. I wish I had less issues because then I'd probably just be going and just trying out all kinds of things until something works, which is what you're supposed to do. Like, I have paid some attention. Like, I do understand like how it's supposed to work, but I just can't really get to it for some reason. Okay, now you're out of here. Let's see it. Let's see what it sounds like. Hold on. Then works, which is what you're supposed to do. I have paid some wow, my sound is coming through super stable. So no weird high-pitched Smurf sounds. No leprechaun voice today. That's good. It's just working. Right. I'll just figure it out. I'll just get somewhere. And yeah, and this show, I'm just kind of using it as a platform. I mean, I hope it I hope the people that have followed me for a very long time, I hope you like it. I hope you like what I do. I know for absolute certain that like what I do, it's not like top tier quality type show. I mean, it is engaging, maybe you could call it, because it's so raw and I'm honest. I'm really honest. I reveal things that most people, they don't go there. They strategize their internal world when they reveal it to the outside world, right? I am just being like honest in a way that maybe people shouldn't be. It's like I just do it really raw. And that'll like put off a whole bunch of people out there. It's like, why aren't you representing yourself more? Suitably to the outside world. Why? And I mean, they're not used to it. Wow. Okay, that's hilarious. What are you Viscosity? Is that really you? That's nuts. Viscosity is in the chat, says, what are you going to do now that flat earth has been debunked by Artemis 2? You meant to the moon for real this time? Oh really now? That's hilarious. That's really funny. I mean, of severe baltards, people that are like maniacally locked in, obsessed with it, that hang around flat earthers all day long because it's like their little war. They have this war on the flat earth, and like, they can't stop. It's like that exists anymore is just try to humiliate flat earthers with their convictions, and they just can't stop. And they're all like feeling so invigorated by this anymore is just try to ameliorated by this really cheap ass magician string of sphere earth. Like, they didn't do that live. It's just like something they showed afterward. Just It's really humiliate flat earthers with their convictions, and they just can't stop.
For those who can't stop discovering.
And they're all like feeling so invigorated by this really cheap ass magician string of sphere earth. Like, they didn't do that live. It's just like something they showed afterward. It's just, what? Right? I mean, it's on the same level. Baller's response to this, to the Artemis 2, thinking they've won over Flat Earth, it's on the level of the gaslighting that's coming out of the Trump administration, declaring how they've won and it's all safe in the Strait of Hormuz. And there's people out there that actually buy that out of sheer desperation. That's really obvious. When you like try to push it to them, they get really, they feel eerie, they get really uncomfortable, but on the surface they're just buying it. They're like allowing it themselves to be hypnotized by it, to go with it as a way to get out, to relinquish the responsibility of oversight over what's really going on. They're just surrendering to that administration mentally and just accepting the total nonsense. That's scary. For an outsider that doesn't do that, that's scary to notice that. It's like insanity is ensuing. Mass hypnosis. But people choose that. They choose to believe it. Choose. Conscious decision. Because they had the moment where they feel like, oh God, what's happening? Oh, what is this? And then they choose to embrace it, to make it bypass their senses and like just assimilate it fully as is. And that's really scary to me. Many where I would be offered something ridiculous, and sometimes I would go with it, but when I would, it would dislocate my mental oversight really badly. And would become delusional very to the point of psychosis. But then as soon it would like escalate quickly. I would become really confused. And then but eventually I was like, okay, this doesn't work. Then as
Free speech meets financial freedom with Rumble, a non-custodial crypto wallet where you're in control.
To the point of psychosis. But then it gets worse. you do, and unstable, severely corrupting, and it's getting worse. And that in itself is really, really demoralizing for a lot of people. Not just the MAGA people that wanted America first. No, it's the entire world. The entire populist movement. Is all, they were all to champion that, to be the example, and to feel like, oh, we have a side. Like, he started that. He gave us something where we felt like, oh, there is a side now of this, something that can be named, instead of just like those crazy people that don't want to cooperate. We have a side now, and Trump kind of like put that in the ground. Like he erected that, but now that he is so blatantly switched, turned to the dark side, if you will, went through a Darth Vader, and Trump kind of like put that in the ground. And Trump kind of like put that in the ground. Like he erected that, but now that he is so blatantly switched, turned to the dark side, if you will, went through a Darth Vader, that's a giant shock and widespread, that there is still a lot of hope to like climb out of this. I've been like, even on my show, like, dude, guys, I've literally, even on this Rumble channel, let alone like in the YouTube before that, years and years ago, I warned everybody, like, Trump, I like it, but it's gonna go bad, and it's gonna go really bad. I was saying this like even around when he had just won the elections, right? When was that? In late 2024, when he had just won. I was warning about this, like, and it's like, yeah, you again, you have to do this, you have to ruin it for us, don't you, Arwin? Like, I'm so sorry. I really want this to work, but it's not gonna. And not because of reasoning, but because I know it was gonna go wrong. Like, I seen it in the vision and shit, and it's like, sometimes even when you see something coming, you just can't see to it that it won't happen. Just do your best to make it not happen like that. But then it still happened. It still fucking happened, and now we're all here. And we have to deal with this. That it is. Make it not happen like that. Sometimes that's the reality of it now. He does not care how. He just wants to be in control. right? He doesn't care about populist principles. He'll side with whoever is in control, basically, and he just wants to be the figurehead. He wants to be the champion to whoever accept him. But he doesn't actually care about like the populism. He doesn't actually care. Just revealing that. To whoever accept him. He'll side with whoever is in control, basically, and he just wants to be the figurehead. He wants to be the champion to whoever accept him. But he doesn't actually care about like the populism. He doesn't actually care. And he's just revealing that. With constant contradictions, nullification. One of the first things that he went against that. Like that's kind of like how he entered the scene in a way. It's like going against that and like brazenly, like not giving a shit about it, like showing the courage also like how to do it and like yeah, you don't give a shit. It's all ridiculous, making fun of it. It was really funny. Like that's what kind of like also made him so damn funny. I don't give a shit. It's all making. I don't give a shit. It's all making. I don't give a shit. It's all making fun of it. It was really funny. Like that's what kind of like also made him so damn funny.
Free speech meets financial freedom with Rumble, a non-custodial crypto wallet where you're in control.
Like not giving a shit about it, like showing the courage also like how to do it and like yeah, you don't give a shit. It's all ridiculous, making fun of it. It was really funny. Like that's what kind of like also made him so damn funny. I don't give a shit. It's all ridiculous. It's like going against that and like brazenly, like not giving a shit about it, like showing the courage also like how to do it and like yeah, you don't give a shit. It's all ridiculous, making fun of it. It was really funny. Like, that's what kind of like also made him so damn funny. Collapsing in on itself. It's too late. If it even ever was there. If there even was an actualizing, a possibility of total actualization, I don't think it was ever really that possible. It was never really gonna work. Like, maybe in the 20th century, it could have worked in its totality. But yeah, they waited too long, and then they, like, 9/11, right? And then tried to start it up in a bigger way. But basically they were like too late with it. And now, because of like how technology has developed and social media and that there's just eyes everywhere recording everything that happens, it just doesn't work. It can't work. Everything is revealed for what it really is. You can't just like say, oh, we're doing this, and then do completely something different that's really evil and getting away with it because nobody knew that was happening, because it is always going to be known now. Everybody has a freaking phone and can just record shit and upload it, and then there's evidence. Right? In the 20th century, that wasn't there. You'd have to have photographers, basically, journalists and photographers, and they just had to be there, and that's the way that it would be figured out what was going on, and they're much more hazardous for them. Now everybody can just very easily, like a journalist, just on the spot collect evidence and just put it out there, and then it's locked in. Like, even if they're gonna like try to scrub it from the internet and close their accounts, there's people that are just instantly copying and backupping anything like that they come across to archive it so that it isn't lost when, I don't know, the account that puts it forward gets deleted all of a sudden because of censorship. It's all out there. It cannot be stopped. It truly cannot be stopped. And so it can't work. The Greater Israel Plan cannot work. It's like no matter what you do, it can't work. You can do a lot of damage and make Israel extremely unpopular, and that's about it. Right? But I mean, the bigger and the more plentiful the wounds, the harder the eventual implosion. That's all that will happen. Because at the end, like, nobody will accept it. Nobody will accept what has happened to be a good thing. Nobody. Because everybody's seen it. Everybody's seen what was real, and the propaganda telling us like, oh, they all just want to kill the Jews and they want to take your freedom in the West, and like, it doesn't work, man. It really it stops working. It stopped working. There are still like boomers that, yeah, easily going with it. I've just called them boomers, like, on the right. It's mostly older people. But I've not seen like any of the younger generations. Basically anybody under 40. I don't think any of them are buying into this. Nobody. It's just not working. Hello, JD Styles. Right. Man, I've been rambling on for like 47 minutes. Hope you all enjoy it. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you do. I think most of what I'm talking about is getting across live. I do not seem to have a lot of glitches today. Even though I'm literally streaming on the neighbor's Wi-Fi here. Seems to be working just fine. I feel really lucky that it's working so smoothly. Right. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Wait, let me rephrase that. Yeah, bigger title today. Populism must live on without Trump. Mind control through demoralization. Why the neocon Greater Israel plan can never be achieved. Weird question there. Very random. Alright, anyway, I am getting kind of inspired, I guess. Hope you all appreciate the downer today, but I mean, I am kind of inspired despite that. Because it also resonates. I mean, there's a lot of people just freaking demoralized right now in the world, and they're all struggling to deal with it. And I hope that some of the things that I'm talking about is helping. I really do. That's my intention. Right, but I mean Artemis 2, dude, I'm not even, why would I even put that in the title? It's just, yeah. I mean, maybe if like, yeah, people, ballers in the chat will keep bringing it up and like, oh, Flat Earth is defeated through Artemis 2. Like, then eventually, I guess I'll just like really address it more than just 2 sentences and maybe put it in the title. It's such a nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's boring. The event was boring. It's a non-achievement. It's embarrassing. It's not really worth talking about. In the face of other things which are also happening that are definitely really important to talk about. Like how Trump suddenly turned into Darth Vader. And how the frickin' world is at this enormous risk right now. Financially, of total collapse. And also, here's the thing. This is important. This moment, I just saw it. I was reminded of it because it feels off. Look, Iran, yeah. Even like the mullahs and all that. You think that they like the New World Order? Yeah. You think that they like that? That they like, you shall eat the bugs and owe nothing and be happy? No, they do not respect this group of people. They see them as the same people as that are trying to forward Israel, like maybe another faction. They basically think like this. They don't want to have that happen to them and the world. I mean, yeah, strategically it could weaken the West, which might improve their position, but they're not behind it. It is very haram. Let's just say very, very haram. Yeah, all these freaking COVID lockdowns and the vax and all these crazy ideas. It's all very haram for them. Like, they do not respect that. It's not good. They must have been noticing that they're winning right now in the Strait of Hormuz, like complete, total domination, where America and Trump is basically trying to guess like, oh, we're winning, but yeah, we're also, you take care of it. They're totally dominating. They're winning. But the markets are crashing. And Iran, the people there, and even the mullah, they don't want to be responsible for the entire world getting fucked. They want it to be the US's fault. Because, I mean, mostly it is. But if the US, like, kind of retreats, then they should help. They want to probably help out to prevent this new response, right? Because while Trump was at it with his stupid neocon plans and with Netanyahu together in Iran and caused this calamity, all these bureaucrats, all these what do you even call them? All these Marxists, all these Great Reset people, they've all like prepared and what they call energy lockdowns, which is basically another COVID type rollout using the same infrastructure that was built for the COVID response and use it for. Iran doesn't want to be responsible for that. Oh god, viscosity, you're an idiot. Genuinely idiotic. I just don't get it. Look, viscosity. There's a group of Islamicists that are the ally to the New World Order. They're ISIS, they're Al-Qaeda, they're Sunni. They are Marxists. They're effectively Marxists. Yet the Marxist Islamicists are technically allies of the Marxist New World Order. But Iran isn't like that. They're Shia. They're in opposition to that. You're wrong. Yeah. There's some signs out there that, for real this time, Iran is letting through more ships of nations that are not direct allies. So not just like China and Pakistan. No, others. They're letting through other ships. Let me see. Here's it. Yeah, of Oman. Oman ships, and they're like they're not allies of Iran, but they'll just let them through because Iran actually wants to, I think now, negate the crisis. They want to be showing the world like, hey, we can be we do not want the world markets to crash. If the US retreats, we'll take over and we'll do like potentially a better job. And so I think that there's a good chance that Iran is going to really allow it all to, and not just lock it all down permanently to really punish the world and make everything crash. I think that they'll settle with just the retreat and the humiliation of the US and help to prevent the world economy and like the productions everywhere, because there's so many resources that go through the Strait of Hormuz that are needed worldwide, including like fertilizer components. They don't want the world to completely crash under their name. They know that if they do that, they go there, that the world must, like, at all costs destroy them, because otherwise it wouldn't survive. They just wanted to win this conflict with the United States to show it and take control over the region, but not to just hold the entire world hostage. They're not like that. At least I don't think so. I don't think that that's their plan, to just hold the world hostage like that. So if they're now just going to let ships through more and more, this thing might work out after all. And this potential energy crisis can be stopped. Or at least be prevented from escalating beyond all control. So this is actually good news. I think that Iran is gonna like really surprise the world with grace. That's what I expect. Let's add that to the title. If Rumble's gonna allow it. Dude, what the hell? Okay, just a glitch. Alright, it should be fine. Anyhow, hope everybody's enjoying the show. It's much more substantial today than it was yesterday. It was so glitchy yesterday, and I was just really distracted. Today, I'm doing, or the connection is much better. I'm having a proper live stream. I'm pretty sure my voice is not gonna be weird like the entire show was yesterday. I don't understand how that even happened. Like, I've never seen that before. I've never had a stream where I literally sound like a Smurf the entire thing. That was weird. Today it seems to be working just fine. It started out a bit mopey, maybe. Just depressed. But I feel better now. Do feel better. I've laid down like what's on me. Right. But I mean, it's important to know that like Iran is not on the side of like the WHO, World Health Organization. They're not on the side of the World Economic Forum Great Reset people. They're not on that side. They know it's haram, they know it's bad for the world, and they don't want to be responsible for that. They don't want the they don't want that stain on their spirit. And that's why I think that Iran is going to, as they are victorious in this situation here in the Strait of Hormuz, they're going to surprise the world. In a good way. It's been a 4 hour. It's been filled up. Hope you like what I talked about. If you thought it was insightful, I tried to make it that. Let's see. Oh yeah, funny videos. I think I'm gonna play them right now. Why not? Hope everybody's having a good day this Saturday. I'm gonna play this little video. Like, hey, talking about Artemis 2, right? Well, here you go.
And while we cannot talk to the planet and our friends that are even in space on the International Space Station, I would love it if the entire world, those 8 billion people Jeremy mentioned, could come together and just, you know, be hoping and praying for us to get that acquisition of signal and be back in touch with everybody.
We might find nothing, but it's definitely worth looking. And now I'm totally bought in. And we're going to be like, I hope we don't make something up. When you see numbers like Mach 39 at entry, when you see numbers like 38,000 miles, 250,000 miles, 5-6 million pounds on the pad, those are just insane numbers. Like, those are just not numbers that humans generally think about.
Oh my God! Wow!
We were flying in a sim yesterday and watching the miles click down. What did we say we were doing, like 5 or 7 miles?
7 miles a second.
Coming back to Earth. So these numbers just, you don't even comprehend. This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
What did you say? And when I look at the future, when we talk about what is our legacy, I want to look 100 or 200 years in the future. This is where I thought this might land wrong. I hope we're forgotten.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If we are forgotten, then Artemis has been successful. We have humans on Mars. We have humans out on the moons of Saturn. We are expanding in the solar system. We have... Maybe we've invented something that we never even dreamed of, and maybe we inspired some kids somewhere, and maybe that's our footnote. We inspired Susie or Johnny to do what they did. That would be magical. There are stressful moments and there are fun moments. There's a lot of laughter. And when you laugh in space to the point where you cry tears of joy, they just stick right in your eyeballs. And I always thought that was hilarious.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I hope that's what we feel when we splash down on Artemis 2. And that will be a magical. I keep saying magical. That'll be a great moment.
Magic.
Great video. So yeah, there's your Artemis 2. Ridiculous. Oh yeah, I was saying this. Trump has contracted Trump derangement syndrome and is sabotaging himself. I actually wanted to put that in the title today, but then I just woke up with a completely different mood. But yeah, going through this, I'm actually feeling a lot better. May get to that later. I wanted to play this one. Hilarious. I don't know if this guy is from Iran. I don't know where he's from, but I mean, it's kind of funny. So let's play this one.
Thank you for replacing the Ayatollah Khomeini with our... No, the Ayatollah Khomeini. Thank you for... Ayatollah Khomeini. But it's always just the same. We now know the game. It's always the same. There's always one to blame. What about Iraq? No WMD. What about Libya? No more Gaddafi. What's happening in those countries? Thank you for replacing the Ayatollah Khomeini with another Ayatollah Khomeini. Thank you for replacing the Ayatollah Khomeini with another Ayatollah Khomeini. Have a banana.
Yeah, that was great. Like that's the kind of funny stuff you want to bump into on X. It's just good to see somebody out there that can still have some fun over this stuff. Yeah, so I came across this, and there's some really weird physics developments in Germany where they basically figured out, it's some weird shit with magnetics. How long is this thing? It's only 2 minutes.
Guillaume Montans was a French physicist who in 1699 published what seems like an obvious observation about how the world works. Heavier objects create more friction than lighter ones. The couch is harder to slide across a more than a chair. The force of friction is proportional to the load. Simple, intuitive. 327 in contact. And what they found was that friction between them didn't behave the way Montans would predict. At close distances, friction was low. At far distances, also low. But at intermediate distances, friction spiked. Because at that range, competing magnetic interactions force the system into constant instability, with magnetic movements switching between parallel and anti-parallel alignment in a kind of perpetual reorganization that generates friction from pure internal. Chaos. No surfaces, nowhere, said the project supervisor, which is a very calm way of saying that physics has been quietly wrong about something for 3 centuries and a German lab just noticed. The practical applications point toward micro and nanoscale devices, magnetic bearings, atomically thin magnets, components where conventional friction physics simply doesn't apply at the scale involved. And Montans wasn't wrong. He was just working with couches. Nobody had tried magnets that don't touch yet. Science doesn't have laws anymore. It has theories, which is a more honest way of saying we're always one German physics lab away from finding out there's more to learn.
Yeah. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Also just fascinating to think about. Very well explained. Very short. Very well explained indeed. I thought it was noteworthy. Right. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna play this one because it gets kind of vulgar. I thought it was really funny though. Maybe I'll save that for another day. But yeah, it's kind of breaking with what I normally do not post vulgar type things. But I mean, the guy was just explaining it so funny, so dry, in a German way. This is like a German guy that just has like funny thoughts about certain things and things that people say. But yeah, I think I'm gonna save it for another day, or maybe I'll play that later. Just not really feeling it right now. Hour 22 minutes in. There's yeah, there seemed to be 50 minutes cut out of the live stream, but most of it is there. So yeah, I'm actually having a better streaming day today than on days where I did have cable internet, but OBS was playing up. So it actually is working just fine. I'm really surprised. And I'm glad, because it means that I just don't have to worry so much about it. And dude, because you all know in the past, right? In the past, when I lost internet, I really lost internet. I didn't have a Wi-Fi backup. And I get really freaking panicked. And like super stressed out. But yeah, I don't have to worry now, because it'll work out just fine. And I mean, it did last time. Last time the internet went wrong, I did have this set up, and it did work just fine. And hopefully it will continue to work fine until the internet is fixed here. Right, so Jesus. Yeah. They're not saying if it is the U or Israel, but it's probably the US. They struck the Bushehr nuclear plant, which is provoke Russia. They're trying to provoke Russia. That's what they're doing. The main facility was not damaged, so nuclear plant, which is get killed, and there is damage to a building, I guess, not the main facility. Yeah, the main facility was not damaged, so something targeted it. It feels like they're trying to provoke Russia. They're trying to provoke Russia. what they're doing. Russia's warned about it. So yeah, they're just poking. They're poking Russia now. They're seeking them. They want to get, yeah, they're basically looking for a fight. The US is now at this point, because of this position, looking for a fight to win somehow. Because the humiliation of the situation is just, I guess, unbearable. It is unbearable to the US. So they are acting erratically, trying to seek another enemy to deflect, basically a scapegoat enemy, to try to prove that they are worthy again to the world, that they're on top of things. God. Ugh. Just the comments in that thing are just insane. Genuinely crazy. Right, so I guess viscosity is gone on board with the anti-Islam really extremely. And I mean, you got the wrong Islam, dude. You really do. You got the wrong one. Yeah, there's supposed Islamists and rapists and all that that are flooding the West, that are flooding Europe and all that. It's not them. You got it? That's not the Iranians. It's not the Shia. I mean, it's on the same level as... Like, there was this moment, this is like more than 20 years ago, where like, when Saddam Hussein, like when Bush went after Saddam Hussein, remember that? after 9/11, right? That happened. He was basically blaming the Iranians for it. He was mixing up the form of Islam because he didn't really know the difference. He didn't know there was like such a significant difference between the Shia and the Sunni. And he basically just thought like, oh, this is Iran's doing. When Iran is literally their opponents. I mean, the Iran-Iraq war was literally between these two factions. Because Iraq is not Shiite, it's Sunni. Or it has been, at least. It still is, I think. And Bush just like mixed it up. Like on television came time. That he got that wrong. And apparently he didn't realize that. And it just kind of feels like Viscosity in my chat is kind of doing the same thing. He's just like, oh, Iran, they're the Islamists. They are the people. They sent everybody here. Right? To Europe. No, it's actually not them that have done that. They don't do that. I mean, they might have like sleeper cells or whatever for their own security, but like they don't send out their Islam people to literally like rape women in the West. Like, they don't do that. Right? But yeah, I mean the whole neocon media apparatus is definitely going to try to convince you it's all the same. Because they are always propagandizing how everything Islam is always evil. Just everything about it. And it's all the same thing. And when it isn't. It clearly isn't, and only those that blind themselves to that will not see that. Right, and this is happening with a lot of people out there that just fall for this. Because, right, it's really confusing. Because on one side, you have the left that are basically telling you, no, Islam is all good. They are the religion of peace and there's nothing wrong with them. They don't rape our women, blah, blah, blah. And if they do, it's in their religion. So it's okay. It just blames all of Islam, all of it. And they're a controlled opposition. They're just trying to create this enemy out of all of Islam when they're not. They're not all like that at all. All of Islam comes from Judaism? Arguably. I mean, it's from the same root, I guess. Right, but we have to realize that, yes, the left, the Marxist left, they irrationally glorify with Islam and they ally with people that literally, if those people would outnumber them, they would kill the leftists. They would freaking kill them. Literally. Like, that part is true, right? You hear like populists say that, and that's just true. But that doesn't mean that all of Islam and like countries like Iran are then your enemy. They're not. They are the enemy of these people that come and overrun us and rape our women. They're their enemies, you fucking retards. Yeah, it's so fucking tedious. It's so incredibly tedious to deal with this propaganda that are on all sides. It's like the left glorifies the worst side that literally do all these atrocities, and then you have the right, and they say all of Islam is that, when they're not. It is like such a false dichotomy that they've given us, and it's very, very hard, incredibly hard, for the majority of people to not buy into this obvious false dichotomy. Because it's overwhelmingly being applied, overwhelmingly in media. The media like, oh, I'm on this side because I hate those lefties. Well, you're going to be subjected to this super anti-Islam propaganda that is unreasonable about it. That's not honest about what group does what. Right? What they actually, like, they never, none of these supposed Christians, right-wing Christians, they don't even talk about how Islam is actually dealt with, like how they even deal with the book, because there's some crazy ass things in that book. They're in there, right? But then again, the Bible also contains a couple of really fucked up things too. Here and there. It gets weird. Not Jesus, by the way. But there's some weird shit in there too. Right? A culture picks on how to shape itself in reflection to the book. And then it's just like common practice, like, yeah, that part's really old. That should be left in the past. These parts are really timeless, and we should like adapt to that. We should utilize that. Make that our own. Make that the way that we do things. Yeah? That's how we formed Christian Western European culture. And Eastern, they did that too, in their own way. That's good. Guess what? In the Middle East, they did that with Islam, you fucking retards! Yeah? Yeah, there's extremists that are gonna be like, oh, we're gonna do it absolutely literally, and we're just gonna rape everything, and just because the book says it. Yeah, they're called fanatics. Fanatics. It's like, just if there was Christian fanatics, the militant Christian fanatics, which really just, they don't really exist here anymore, because the left went after them a lot before the left even became as demonically Marxist as they are now. In the 20th century, that side, the extremists, were really cracked down upon, also thanks to Hollywood. They really went after that to basically get the fundamentalists weakened down. Yeah? We had that too. Just like Islam has its fanatics, which are a problem. Like the people that actually rule in these countries recognize this, and they see them as a problem, because these fanatics, well, they have a tendency not to respect any leadership at all. They're basically, in a way, Marxists, because they don't respect any leadership. Except from, like, yeah, an Ayatollah or except from one of their priests, as long as he's like fanatical, right? That's how that works. They have a situation there. Attack, always defend. That kind of thing. Just honor culture in Islam. It exists. They're not all crazy ass fanatical people that fuck their cousins and rape women, and like if they're just like going about without any kind of like thing on. They're not all like that. It's the fanatics. It's one group. It's one group of people that do that. And Islamic governments realize, like, yeah, these are fanatic, these are problematic. Like, yeah, we could potentially, like, hand them weapons and send them out on a war and say it's a holy war, and then we could, like, kind of use them. Maybe. But they're not the group that is in control of everything, because they are super destructive. Like frickin' ISIS in Syria right now. I mean, that is literally a group of fanatics that are in control in Syria. Those are Marxist Islamicists in Iran. Doesn't do that. Yeah, they have a very long-lasting line of Jewish religious people, Jews in Iran that have lived there for an eternity. Yeah, and are left to live there in peace in Iran forever. And Christians that have just, they're allowed to live there, like, because the Ayatollahs, the Shia, they do not genocide people like that. Yeah, unlike ISIS, unlike the fanatics, they're a very different group of people. They're not the same, they're enemies. Right? And who? Guess who? Guess who the US and the neocons side with? The most fanatical ones, the evil ones, the ones that are super destructive. Why? Because then they can gaslight the entire world and say all of Islam is these guys. Oh, but we actually have them as allies. But we're going to tell you that all these other countries trying to topple it has fallen into that propaganda. It's sickening. Islam, the not Marxist, fanatical, crazy ass Islam that genocide people, but the other ones, they're more Christian than Western Christianity. And they respect Jesus Christ. They do. They know a lot about him. Yeah? So in effect, the neocon apparatus and the Greater Israel Plan is destroying more Christianity by attacking religions that respect it and really know it for what it is, and don't allow themselves to be mutated by atheist insanity. Yeah, okay, Viscossi, everything you're saying is completely irrelevant. It's literally irrelevant. You copied this, you copied it. Who the fuck cares how they got it? It's what they do with it. It's like, oh my god, they copied Christianity. Oh, how dare you? Yeah, why not? It's about what they do, isn't it? It's about upholding the rules, isn't it? Who the fuck gives a shit if they copied it from Christianity? Who cares? Yeah, you know them by their fruits. You know them by how they do it, what they do. Yeah, how honorable they are. And they are honorable. They are like what Christian nations used to be like. Jewish. Weird thing to, maybe. Right? But I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do not like Islam. It doesn't fucking matter, man. It really doesn't. Just get over it, man. You're just being like an SJW with the frickin' Bible, yeah? They just hate the fucking Bible. They just hate it. They hate everything about Jesus Christ. They hate everything about it. Fanatically, yeah? You are being like them. But for another religion. You're literally being like the frickin' Marxists. You've been implanted with Marxist anti-religious hate. Directed towards another group. They're being tricked by the beast system. Yeah? Because it does matter. It's literally in the fucking Bible, guys. Come on. It's just so... It just angers me so badly. This stupid ass programming. It angers me a lot. Stop being programmed in. Wow, can't believe it's a 2-hour show. Hope everybody enjoys it. I mean, I have this opinion, and the more Christianity is going to hate on Islam, the more you dig your own fucking grave for your own religion. You will dig your own graves doing that. Yeah. Either you get more specific and you say there's a specific branch of Islam that's doing this and is being used to attack the West. We have to stop them. Yeah? Well, guess what? There's other Islamic factions that would really like to work with you in doing that. And they'll not just try to frickin' get in between and then take over for you and like conquer you anyway. Like, no. They'll be pretty solid allies. I mean, although, look, at this point, Iran is not going to be a frickin' ally to the West because the West has just kept on betraying and assaulting and just doing horrendous things to after all that betrayal, right? I mean, but yeah, that's what could have happened. We could have actually cooperated with them to crack down on extremist Islam and actually get the Middle East under control and civilized and doing business better. We could have had that, but no, the neocons, they had to like, no, fun. Send money and weapons. Most extreme factions, the most tribalistic, the most genocidal. That's what's been happening. That's why the Middle East is now the way it is. Because all the moderates, they just got genocided, leaving only the most extreme factions around. Yeah. The West did that. We all did that to them. Yeah, and left ourselves a problem. Really fanatical Islamists that will literally, without any hesitation, take over our countries if they could and frickin' kill us off and take our women. Like, they just do that. Yeah, that's the ones that we handed all the weapons and all the funds to be our allies to attack. The ones, the Islamists, the Muslims there, that wouldn't ever do that because they respected Jesus, because they actually are civilized. We attacked them with these extremists that will literally slit our throats if they got the chance. Yeah, that's what we've been doing in the West with the Middle East. That's the reality. And I'm just embarrassed. I'm so fucking embarrassed that I have to take this stand and point this out. Because it's so obvious. It's so historical fact based. What I'm saying, it's all fact, historical fact, literal about Islam. And not be specific. And not just be understanding that it is a religion just like Christianity, and it has its factions. And those factions are like at war with each other. Just like there's been wars between Protestants, right? And Catholics. Very blatant, very brutal. We had that. They have it. In a different form. Right? As a Christian, how can you let yourself be fooled into being super anti another religion like this? At least another religion that isn't just overtly satanic and like says like Jesus is in hell, right? I mean, if you're going to be against those religions, yeah, well, they literally verbally assault and mock the champion of your religion. Of course you're not gonna like them, right? Oh wait, the religion that does that is not Islam? Wait, it's not them? They don't mock Jesus? Huh. Yeah. I mean, they might mock Christians in the West, though, because of how delusional they tend to be, how easily propagandized they are by satanic government and media, how easily influenced these Christians are to hate an enemy that's not actually their enemy. Yeah. They might mock Christians for that, but they will not mock Jesus. Yeah? They revere him. It's a very important figure in Islam. An important teacher. An important guide. Right? So maybe you shouldn't be fooled into wanting to eliminate our enemy that doesn't even see Jesus as their enemy. Yeah? Maybe you shouldn't be fooled into doing that. Maybe that makes you really, really pathetic for falling for that trick. Really, really pathetic. Stop it. Stop it. Alright, I'm on fire today. I'm going for 2 hours. I will continue. I am gonna take a 2-minute break. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking the show. I would really appreciate to see one of those on today's show. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Right. Let's see if this fits. Yeah. Last addendum of the title. Man, it's been ages since I had a long show like this, 2 hours. Hope everybody appreciates it. I'm having a good time. I feel a lot better than when I started the show. God, I was like so like it's all fucked. But now I feel much more myself. It was good to... I'm glad that I did the show, even though I felt like, oh good God, this is going to be terrible. But it isn't. It's not terrible. Today's show has been pretty good. And the internet connection is actually working out. I'm very happy about it. I'm thankful. Thank God. Thank God that things are not as bad as they sometimes seem to be in our own personal experience. Things have worked out a little bit more, like by people actually wanting to help out good old Arwin here with maybe a PayPal, or somebody sent me the gift card, right? It's been an offer that's been there for 3 months now. I would really appreciate if somebody would actually try it out. But if that's too much effort, then like at least somebody send me a PayPal to just for food supplements, for food supplementary food. I could really use the extra support right now, and also next week probably. But I mean, my budget is very tight right now, and it would be very helpful if I got a bit of PayPal support from somebody. Right. Anyway. Yeah, if you have good insight that might back what I'm talking about today on my show, or if you disagree even, I'd love to hear about it. But I mean, if you're going to be basically an Israeli shill that's like no, or like a Zionist, like Christian, don't expect me to respect you for that. Right? But I mean, yeah, by all means, I'd love to interact. I'm basically forgiving Viscosity here for his ignorance, which I do see it like that. Like fanatical anti-Islam, when you consider yourself a Christian, that's because of propaganda. You're a fool. It's like, and no, that doesn't mean that I want my nation to be replaced by foreigners. That does not mean that at all. Yeah, I'm still very much like our people, our race. Yes, of course that's important. You don't want them all to be replaced by Arabs. I get it. I don't want that either. Yeah, but that doesn't mean, oh, it's all of Islam. No, it isn't. The people that are coming to replace you, there's very few of them that are actually seriously like Muslims. And dude, a lot of Muslims literally just come to basically have jobs, or they're fleeing their country because it's getting bombed. Yeah, getting genocided by fanatics, so they have to flee or they'll die. So seriously, give them a break and just don't fall for this media inserted propaganda so damn much, because it has two sides. One side is like, oh, Islam is all great and oh, they raped somebody, but I mean, that's okay, it's in their religion, right? On the left. And then you have the right side, like, all of Islam is all evil, this is all they ever wanted, and the left is being their ally, and oh, we can never give in, and we have to destroy all of Islam. Yeah, that's the right-wing propaganda, which is also a blatant, brazen set of lies. Very likely very much programmed by Israel. Obviously, really. Yeah, neocon agenda is Israel, basically. It really is. that is. Hmm. Right. Hmm. All right. Yeah, I'm just taking it easy. I mean, these subjects just, they get me kind of worked up. They're really good. I really appreciate today's show. Hope everybody appreciated it too. I'm not gonna do this video another day, maybe. Right, so thanks everyone for coming. I hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogans it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below. Or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live. Or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it a lot, so please support your local Arwen, that would be great. Help me out if you can. Right, I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2596 on a Sunday. Hope to see you all then. Everybody have a great rest of the Saturday. And yeah, happy Easter weekend. And until the next video, keep it flat.